I felt as though I was waking from a long, horrible dream. Oh, so we're back to Satoshi then? That could not have been real, seriously. There's no way. I guess he does kind of look like him a little bit. Oh. So it's still a flashback then? Really? I thought it was back to... I thought she was, like, literally... I thought there was a telegraph, like she's waking from her fever dream. Never mind. It occurred to me to look at my surroundings. Probably something I should have done before asking about them, but in my defense, I was out cold. Beige walls, pink curtains, white beds with solid blue covers. This was indeed the school infirmary, no doubt about it.
Oh, so
it was still a dream, I guess. That would make sense.
おいおい、まだ具合悪いんじゃないのか？肛門だよ、肛門。
肛門に？私、そこに倒れてったの？
そうだけど。
私、確かに学校の中で吉江さんから逃げて。そうだ、腕を怪我して。腕、なんともない。
はあ？腕？
夢だったの？そんなはずない。だって本当に痛くて死んじゃいそうだったのに。
You know, I'm wondering if it's like, you know, Mayu dreamed about her death. I'm wondering if Miss Yui dreamed about hers. You know, Yoshie dropped Sachiko's name, or almost did for a second, so like, what was up with that?
まあ、なんか様子が変だけど、こういうのって虫の知らせって言うんだな。なんとなく気になってお前ん家に行ったら、お前のお母さんに学校に行ったって聞いてな。そしたらあんなところに倒れてるんだもんな。
司くん、
まあとりあえず詳しい話は後で聞くからさ。
司くん、行っちゃった。吉江さんのこと聞こうと思ったのに。
あら、宍戸さん、目が覚めたのね。
先生、
驚いたわよ。三國くんが血相変えて私を呼びに来るんだもの。私が当直でよかったわね。
ご迷惑をおかけしてすみません。
それはいいのよ。でもあなたずいぶんうなされていたから悪い夢でも見てたんじゃない？
悪い夢？
そうよ。三國くんもすごく心配してたわよ。
そうだ。やっぱりきっと悪い夢なんだ。昼間に怖い話とか聞いちゃったし。
ともかくもう大丈夫？
はい。
そう、よかったわ。
The nurse smiled cheerfully and disappeared behind the partitioning curtain. Letting out a sigh, I laid myself down on the bed once more. It was dead silent. The rain must have let up. The only sound I heard was an occasional cough from the nurse, who was otherwise going about her business quietly.
そういえばペンケース。
Oh. I thrust my hand into my pocket, not really expecting to find it, but...
ちゃんとある。
That's freaking weird. The pen case complete with his pencil, talisman inside was present and accounted for, which meant that...
私、やっぱり教室には行ったんだ。やっぱり夢じゃない。
おーい。
司くん、おかえり。
I was still trying to remember exact details about what happened when I unexpectedly felt something cold pressed against my cheek.
これって。
お前、うなされてただろ？汗もかいてたし、喉乾いたんじゃないかなと思ってさ。ほら、コーヒー牛乳。
ありがとう。
Tsukasa went out of his way to buy this just for me. It was a lovely gesture. How could I possibly refuse?
お前さ、明日というかもう今日か。推薦の試験だろ？何時からだ
9時。
My god, it's 10:30.
あと4時間か。
Ugh,
無理だよ
that
今
sucks.
日は。
I'd been put through hell on earth. Taking a test was the farthest thing from my mind. I was in tears and I had no idea why. Maybe it was because I was so relieved, so glad to be alive.
よし。なあ、シシド、起きれるか？ちょうどいいから、お前にいいもの見せてやるよ。
Oh yeah, a special place? What is it, catch the sunrise or something?
いいもの？
It's almost 6.
ああ、そうだな。むしろ
Almost 5.
お前には見てほしいんだ。
My nose was still running, but my heart felt a lot lighter. I no longer felt threatened by this school. I was comfortable and safe. The two of us left the nurse's office with Tsukasa in the lead, and even though I was holding a cold coffee in my hand, I still felt warm all over. Neither of us said a thing as he led me through the empty halls. It occurred to me that when we last saw one another, I was mad at him.
ほら、シシド、着いたぞ。
ここって渡り廊下？
まあまあ、もうすぐだからちょっと待てよ。
もうすぐ？
I had no idea what I was looking for. I just kept staring at him, but his eyes were fixed on the window leading out into the walkway. As I gazed upon him in profile, I felt my heart skip a beat.
昨日のこと謝らなくちゃいけない。
But I just wasn't sure what to say. I'd let my feelings get the better of me and reprimanded him for behavior that was, at least at the time, entirely reasonable. There was more to it than that, though. There was one particular reason more than any other that made it hard for me to think of the words to stay here. He and I had run from Yoshi together. We escaped her wrath against insurmountable odds, and what if that wasn't all just a dream?
お、出てきたぞ。
I followed Tsukasa's pointing finger and... Cut to picture, please. Perfect.
朝日。すごい。すごい。
俺、ここでよく夕日を眺めてるんだけどさ、朝日もいいもんだな。
綺麗だよ。街がオレンジに染まっていく。
お、元気出てきたな。
ここって司くんの言ってた例の場所だよね。
おう、
今まで絶対に教えてくれなかったのに、どうして今日はその教えてくれるの？
別になんとなく。
なんとなくって。
I could think of a reason, but I didn't say anything. It just seemed kind of far-fetched to me, and if I were misinterpreting him, I'd be very embarrassed. He couldn't possibly, could he? My face felt kind of warm. I placed a sweaty cafe au latte, can on my cheek and sighed softly. Au lait?
どうした？顔赤いぞ。
そう
まだ具合悪いんじゃないのか？
そんなことないよ。ほら、朝日が赤いせい。
ああ、なるほどな。
Boys can be so dense sometimes. Am I right, ladies?
試験頑張れよ。今からすぐ戻って準備すりゃ間に合うだろ。
ありがとう。司くんのそれ好き。
え？
それと
なんで謝るんだよ。
いや昨日ほらなんかちょっと気まずくなっちゃったし、七不思議のお話して。
ああ、そんなこともあったっけ？
そんなこともって私は結構気にしてたんだけどな。
女子はほんと細かいこと気にするよな。 俺は全然何とも思ってなかったのに。
そっか。
I let out another sigh and turned back toward the morning sun, stretching my arms skyward as a sudden wave of exhaustion overcame me. Yeah, have fun with that exam. The day got brighter bit by bit, and I just stood there, silently trying to piece together all the jumbled thoughts rattling around in my head. I was running away from Yoshie, and Tsukasa was with me. Then I was saved by that old woman.
やっぱり夢だよね。
As the bright rays of the sun washed over me, I felt new life and hope, new hope, welling up from within, and I finally came to terms with those hard-earned events. Most likely I got the pen case without incident, but then on my way back, something hit my head and knocked me out. That would be just my luck.
あ、ちょっとシシド、動くなよ。
え？
そのまま、そのまま。
I didn't know what he was planning to do, but he was staring right at me. It felt kind of like he was staring into my soul. And then...
Eh?
Slowly, Tsukasa drew his face toward mine.
これって？
I wonder if this is going to play out, because Yui said nothing really happened to Ayumi in the first game.
シシド。
嘘？何？これ？
I shut my eyes. I was ready for this. Or maybe I just didn't want to look? But the next sensation I felt wasn't quite the one I was expecting.
シシド、これ大丈夫か？
He grabbed my arm for some reason and was staring down at it intently. Ooh.
何よ、紛らわしいな。で、やだ、何これ。
Turns out he was just concerned by the strange bruise I'd apparently received, which had momentarily become visible when I raised my arms. It was right around my elbow. Yup. Yep, your arm didn't come off, but it came pretty close. Also knives. Right where Yoshi had grabbed me in my dream.
痛そうだな。
全然痛くないけど。
Yeah, that was a dream. This is leading to the misery that will be Corpse Party. I am so not looking forward to that.
けど？
なんでもないよ。
Giving a wry smile, I gently pulled my arm from his grip.
ねえ、司くん。
ん？
帰る前に一つお願いがあるんだけど。
なんだよ。
手繋いでもいい？
手？
手。ダメかな。なんでという彼の言葉にはなんとなくと答えた。そっと指先を掴んだだけの軽いものだったけど、初めて私はお互いの心がつながっているのを感じた気がして。
Ah, there we are. See, now this kind of bothers me, because obviously Tsukasa left for one reason or another, so she's been, like, I don't know, aching for, like, 5+ years?
ゆい先生、ゆい先生ゆい先生ってば。
You know what's also creepy is, how does this time loop work? If she had the bruise on her arm years in advance, then what does that even mean? I knew I'd heard that voice before, but who was it? Was I just dreaming again? I still felt like I was holding Tsukasa's hand, though. Yeah, we had a dream within a dream, didn't we?
ゆい先生、手やっと起きた。
あら？え？持田くん？
そうだよ、持田聡だよ。
I was still dazed. I had no idea what was going on. All I knew was that one of my students, Satoshi Mochida, was here, and he looked concerned.
ゆい先生、いい加減手を。
え？あら！
I finally realized what he was talking about. I was holding Mochida's hand in my own and squeezing it awfully tightly.
やだ！
And you could see the arm.
いいけどさ、ゆい先生結構握力強いんだな。
あら、そう？これでも昔はか弱く儚い美少女として巷に名を馳せたものだけど。
Far and wide.
それどこから突っ込んでいいの？
Yeah, it's like, well, they were all wrong because you really have a strong grip? I don't know.
手厳しいわね。
Mochida was a good student. He and I got along well, and we were already falling back into our usual pattern of good-natured ribbing, except...
ちょっと待って、どうして持田くんがうちにいるの？
Seriously, wake up with students in your house? What the hell?
それさっき話したじゃん。
え？
その調子じゃ何も覚えてないんでしょ。
It is so much better they don't remember anything.
何も？
さっき俺の作ったおかゆ食って薬飲んでまた寝たじゃないか。本当に綺麗さっぱり覚えてない？
全然。
笑えないよ。
Mochida sighed and pointed at the table.
あれ、山崎先生からの届け物。
もしかしてわざわざそれを届けに来てくれたの？
そうだよ。そしたらゆい先生があんまりにひどい状態だったから飯作って。キッチン借りていいって言ったのはモネだから。
そっか、モネちゃんがね。
I stroked Monet's neck, and he lied down contentedly on my futon. Such a pretty kitty. I was getting kind of wrapped up in petting him, as I often did. I almost forgot Mochida was there, until he let out a huge sigh.
ゆい先生、玄関の鍵は閉めないと不用心だよ。
あら、開いてた？
No, it wasn't. Like, I'm in the room.
今回ばかりは開いてて助かったけど、でも今後はちゃんと閉めないとダメだからな。
気をつけるわ。
なんで笑うの？
持田くん、私のお母さんみたいだから。
うわ、複雑。
I didn't mean to laugh. I must have seemed kind of deranged, but I could always blame it on the fever. Nice. Mochida looked at me and let out another sigh. My poor sense of humor must have been getting to him.
でもまあ、だいぶ元気になってきたみたいでよかったよ。
そうみたい。
結構寝てたもんな、ゆい先生。
そうね。確か今朝風邪でめまいがして、学校にお休みの電話をして、モネちゃんのご飯を用意して。
あれ、コンビニ行ったんじゃないの？
コンビニ？
うん、冷却シートと弁当があって、ほらこれ、レシートの時間今朝になってるけど。
本当だ。
もしかしてゆい先生、コンビニ行ったこと覚えてないの？うわー、もうしっかりしてくれよ。まさかパジャマで出かけたりしてないよな？
そんなことはないと思うけど。
どうかな。
You know, this really does concern me. Why is the door open? Why does she have a bag of stuff if she doesn't remember this? I'm calling it now. It was not the fever. Like, I don't know who did this. Watch, I'm wrong. It's just like, oh, it's exactly the way the game's showing it.
笑ってごまかさない。
ごめんごめん。持田くん、私のことずっと看病してくれてたの？
うん。
そう。遅くまでごめんなさいね。
It's been 3 days. It was already past 10 o'clock in the evening. Jeez. I couldn't believe Mochida had been with me this whole time. I felt both guilty and grateful, and I definitely gained a new respect for him.
おかゆ まだちょっと残ってるから腹減ったら食べてよ。
Mochita's alright. I say he survives the first game.
あとそれからこれ。
スーパーの袋？
冷蔵庫を見たら何もなかったからさ、ついでに買っておいたよ。
The bag was quite heavy. Inside was a bottle of orange juice, some bananas, canned peaches, apples, other assorted fruits.
これ
風邪の時ってビタミンを取るといいんだろう。それ食べて早く良くなってよ。
持田くん。
That much fruit couldn't have come cheap, especially for a high schooler. I considered offering to pay him back, but decided against it. I knew he wouldn't take my money, and besides, I really appreciated the fact that he'd gone to all this trouble for me. I returned the favor another time. Which students were they? No, you know what? I think she helps out Yoshiki and Ayumi. I don't know if Satoshi was with them when they were escaping the room. If it ever seemed like he was going to be staying late after school, maybe I'd buy him dinner. Or I could help him with preparations for the school festival. Now, I thought it was going to be one of those poetic justice things where, like, you know, she saved Yoshiki and Ayumi's life. It was like, oh, damn. I don't think Satoshi was involved with that, though.
じゃあ俺帰るよ。
あ、大丈夫？道わかるかしら？なんなら途中まで見送りに行くわよ。
大丈夫だよ。ゆい先生はおとなしく寝てて。まだ本調子じゃないんだし。第一、夜道を女の人一人で歩くなんて危険だよ。
This neighborhood, man. You ever see what I go through on the way to Kisaragi?
持田くんは優しいね。そういうとこキュンとしちゃう。
あれ？そういうこと俺に言っていいの？
Could be worse. In fact, you did worse.
なんで？
Mochida and I joke like this a lot. Usually it made him blush and get adorably embarrassed. But not today. Today he just grinned sheepishly with a mischievous glint in his eyes. I didn't quite get it. What was his angle?
司くんって誰？先生の恋人？
どうしてそれ？
ゆい先生寝てる時ずっとその人のこと呼んでたよ。うなされながら何度も司くん司くんって。誰なんだよ。
That crafty Mochida turned the tables on me, and how embarrassing to know I'd been calling Tsukasa's name.
それは。
I hesitated to answer for a moment, but then figured, what the hell? Why not? Tsukasa was my... Oh, excuse me.
私の初恋の人。
その様子じゃゆい先生はよっぽどその人のことが好きだったんだね。だって先生さっきすごかったよ。俺のこと司って人と間違えてたでしょ。
I really thought he would have swept that one under the rug.
やだ。
ゆい先生顔赤いよ。
これは熱のせいよきっと。
まあいいや。そういうことにしてあげる。
あんまり大人をからかわないで。
だってこんなゆい先生めったに見れないからさ。
I wasn't sure he was ever going to give me the full story of all the embarrassing things I'd done in my favorite days. Thank God. Yeah, and maybe it was better he didn't. You just came on to me, and it was really bad. Either way, I was in his debt, so he could tease me all he wanted, just this once.
やばい。そろそろ帰らないと。ゆかがカンカンだ。
She loves me very much, you know.
今日はありがとね。もう暗いから気をつけて帰るのよ。
はーい。それじゃあ先生、食事をきちんととって頑張って早く治してくれよ。
頑張る。
ファイト。
ありがとう。いい子だな。 持田君は。いかんいかん、あの子は生徒だぞ。おいで、マネちゃん。一緒に寝よっか。会いたいな、司くん。
That was something of a bittersweet ending, but at least nothing horrible happened. I mean, you have the arm, so... Yes, I will save. Okay, we got through Chapter 3. Now's a good time to stop the installment. Well, we certainly made a lot of progress today. We concluded Chapter 3. Concluded. We got all the wrong endings and everything, so other than... Well, there are no name tags, so Chapter 3 is actually done. The only reason we'd go back to Chapters 1 and 2 were for name tags, I guess. So we're well on our way to Chapter 4. I have no idea what that's even going to be. As for Chapter 3... It was just a chronicling of past events, as the game said. You know, Chapter 2 was an alternate story, Chapter 3 was canon, just we didn't know about it before. Really is depressing. I wonder what happened with Tsukasa. Like, I kind of want to know more about that, although I get the feeling it's just going to be sad to find out. But in any case, at least Miss Yui broke her fever, or is going to very soon. The problem is the upcoming chapters, because you know it won't be long before we go back to Heavenly Host. Until next time, everyone.